Hi, I'm Jensen from Supernatural. Supernatural is based around a family that experienced a traumatic incident when the two sons were very young. They lost their mother to a unexplainable force, hence the word supernatural, and their father set it upon himself to find what took his wife and what stole the mother of his two boys, and spent his entire life training his two boys to follow in his footsteps, almost as soldiers. And these two brothers grew up, instead of going out and playing with their friends, they grew up with weapons trainings and folklore education. And the older brother, Dean, accepted that lifestyle and wanted to follow his father in the hunt for these things. The younger brother, Sam, did not want to be a part of this and decided to go his own way. The series starts with the two brothers meeting up after 20 years of this horrible incident, losing their mother. And one brother, Sam's in college, and Dean has been off with his father for a long time and has lost track of his father, comes back to find his younger brother and says, "Hey, I need some help." And so they go off on this quest to find their father. In the midst of trying to find their father, they come across other cases of supernatural. So they take it upon themselves to go and to hunt these things and to save people's lives. So it is, in a sense, a journey and a quest for these two young heroes. But at the same time, along their journey and along their quest, they experience, many demons and not just outer demons, but also inner demons. And so it's quite, we like to call it a hero's journey. Dean, in the first season, we find Dean as someone who is very driven to be a part of this life and who has accepted this life and who feels very comfortable in the life choices that he has made, following his father in this quest of hunting down demons and the unexplained. And he doesn't necessarily force, but implores his son to, not his son, his brother Sam, to come along with him and join him in this fight and in this lifestyle. And throughout the course of season 1, and more specifically the end of season 1, we're faced with a giant tragedy, and in the beginning of season 2, that still plays out. And the events that take place really kind of change Dean's mind, and he starts to question whether or not it's all worth it. And it becomes this constant turmoil within Dean of being a part of the only life he's ever known, and now questioning its worth. Whereas Sam kind of takes the opposite approach, and he flip-flops. He doesn't want to have anything to do with it. And in season 2, he gets motivated and gets put on this quest of wanting to hunt down this thing to find answers. So I think the big difference between season 1 and season 2 is really the flip-flop in motivation for the two characters. The characteristics of the characters are not lost. Dean is still the cocky, arrogant, kind of cowboy that we all love, and Sam is still that kind of tortured hero, the brooding kind of guy. And so the characteristics are still there, but I think that their journey's motivations are somewhat flip-flopped between season 1 and season 2. But by the end of season 2, again, there's another change. So it's a continuous growth as a character throughout the 2 seasons. Well, you definitely don't want to miss the first several episodes, because that sets the course for the whole second season. That really gives the you know, the motivation for the storylines. And throughout the middle part of the season, you find a lot of the standalone episodes, which we're very proud of, which are the ones that don't necessarily move the you know, the long lead storyline, but it's kind of a self-contained horror movie. And we love those, but at the same time, the ones that push the long storyline ahead are mixed in with those. So it's really hard to say, you know, there's not an episode I wouldn't want to miss, you know.